Today I wanted to show you my list of the top 10 definitive British invasion songs, starting with perhaps the song that started this as a proper movement, which was the Beatles' first #1 in America. This was I Wanna Hold Your Hand. Now I've done a full tutorial for that song. Here's a small clip from it. If you want to learn this song in full, you'll find it just here, and I'll link to it in the description as well. And once we've taken a look at this, because the Fab Four obviously defined this movement, we'll take a look at some other songs that defined this era, had a lasting global influence, and also perhaps mention some unsung heroes along the way. But let's make a start with the Fab Four. So that's I Wanna Hold Your Hand, and that was released in December 1963. But there was a band and a song that went to #1 in America a month before that, November 1963. And you guessed it, this is Glad All Over by the Dave Clark 5. It actually uses basic open chords to play this as well. So here's a super simple way of playing it. This just uses a D major to a G major. And the only other chord in the whole song, I'm feeling glad all over. That's an A major chord, and you could play that like this or this, and then straight back to D major. Glad all over, I'm feeling glad all over, and then D to a G. We also have this little lead part, which is really cool. This was used in a lot of 80s songs and 70s songs. It reminds me of Edge of 17 actually, but it's on the A note here and then the D note here. So if you want something more to check out, have a learn of that lead line. But let me have a basic play through this great song. Starting off with just D to a G in 2, 3, 4. That is down, down, up, strumming. You say that you love me all of the time. You say that you need me, you'll always be mine. I'm feeling glad all over, I'm feeling glad all over, I'm feeling glad all over, so glad that you're mine. Another song from around this era from a British band was by them, and it's Gloria. This includes the legendary Van Morrison. It's fantastic for a sing-along, and it just uses 3 basic open chords: E major, D, A, E. And we can play that with basic 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 8th down up strumming. And built into the riff is time to change between chords. So 1 and 2, lift, 3 and 4 and. If I go for the D and A chord that I teach in my beginner's course, we could do this. Or we could do 3 in a line. Or we can do the 1 finger A, which is fantastic on electric guitar because it saves that first finger from having lines on it. G-L-O-R-A, Gloria, G-L-O-R-A. One of the most iconic and most played British invasion songs that's not by the Beatles has to be the Animals version of House of the Rising Sun. This is a traditional song that they transformed by turning these basic chords into the iconic riff. Many people's first guitar riff. This is starting on an A minor, and every chord has the pattern root note, strum, basically strum 4, 3, 2, and then up, up, up. For every chord, when the root note changes string, like on D, easy at F chord. When we go to the E, it's in root 6. Full tutorial for that one on my website and Andy Guitar YouTube channel. But my next song is by The Who, and from my research, this is the first song that used a Marshall amplifier, at least that gained notoriety and put The Who as a band on the map. This is my generation. I like to play this with a G5 power chord, third finger on the root note, little finger on the G on the higher string, and then the third finger also touching string 5 to take it out, and that's what makes this a power chord. And then we put the first finger at the F note on the first fret, keep the little finger there. You can even do this without playing the little finger, just don't strum it, and it's kind of a really simple. People try to put us down just because we get around. I'm not trying to cause a big sensation, talking about my generation. My generation, my generation. You have lead lines in this as well. Next up is another iconic 60s song that has stood the test of time. This is the Kinks, You Really Got Me. Made iconic perhaps by the slashing of the speaker cone to get a unique kind of distortion, natural overdrive sound that might never have been recorded or heard ever before.
How do I slash the amp? Actually, you can hear it now. That does work. Yeah. That's mental. Yeah. Speaker.
I'm just getting that same sound with a Boss Katana boosted by a Schaefer replica, because these Filtron pickups aren't too powerful, just to boost it a little bit. And my Gretsch guitar, I could pick another one, but it sounds great on my Gretsch. What are my amp settings? Literally everything is just at noon on the crunch setting. Sounds pretty great to me. The trick to being able to play this really well though, and effortlessly, is to have the thumb placed in the middle of those two chords, so round about fret 2, and we pivot like this. So therefore we can keep the thumb still while playing these power chords. Now you've got to be comfortable playing power chords. You're not going to be able to play them fast until you can play them slow. But how am I getting that kind of speed? My thumb's staying exactly still. In reality, about where the actual fret wire is, on fret 3 is where that feels, is where it kind of naturally falls. Just there, and I'm pivoting like this. And the counting is 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Because many classic rock riffs don't start on beat 1, they start on the and of 4. It makes them sound more exciting because it's before the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3, 4, and 1. It stays there, then moves up simply the same riff on the next 2 dots from G to A, 3rd fret power chord to a 5th fret power chord. I like to then just move all that a string down, starting from C and then going to D. Let the C ring out. And then we have this iconic solo which uses one of the most unique string bending that I've ever come across. It's just a simple bend of the 3rd string up a whole tone at the 5th fret, but it lets the B string ring out. And that, in the middle of this solo, it just gives it this unique sound. Let me have a go at doing this. Super cool, right? I've done a full tutorial for this one, so you can check that one out for free at andyguitar.co.uk/videos. But next up, yes, I just read my notes. Next up, we have a super easy one. One of the most classic beginner riffs ever by the greatest rock and roll band in the world. This is by the Rolling Stones, Satisfaction. This was the song that put them on the map. It's a British invasion song, and it starts off 2nd fret. And it goes 2, 4, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4. However you want to play it, you can do all of that with one finger. You can play it a finger a fret. You can even play it behind your head if you want. Let's have a go at this. Never had a go at this before. Relatively straightforward, even after you've just bashed your head with your Gretsch guitar. But the chords in this are just E major to A major, and then there's a B7 in this as well. And a try, and a try, and a try. I can't get no. Full electric guitar tutorial of me playing this song and teaching it with a live band is on my Andy Guitar YouTube channel now as part of the Andy Guitar Band program. So let's do some songs that I haven't done before yet. This next one is by Gerry and the Pacemakers. This is How Do You Do It? How do you do what you do to me? Check this one out. How Do You Do It by Gerry and the Pacemakers needs a capo at the 2nd fret. And remember to retune your guitar whenever you put a capo on or a capo, because your guitar will go slightly out of tune every time you put one of these on. But then you'll be okay once you've retuned. How Do You Do It by Gerry and the Pacemakers is basically an ice cream changes chord progression in the original key of A major, but capo 2nd fret makes this in the key of G, and it's G, E minor, A minor 7, which is an A minor without the 3rd finger, D major, simple strumming, down, down, up, down, down, up. It's just one down, down, up per chord. Do you do what you do to me? I'm feeling blue. If you knew how to. It's then G, C, F, F, F sharp, G. And if you can't play the F bar chord, which I'm doing as a hybrid, barring the thinnest 2 strings, go G, C, single notes, F, F, F sharp, G. For example, I do it to you. And then the same, I do it to you. When it repeats again, that is G, F, G, F, G, or 3rd fret, 1, 3, 1, 3. If you're doing that with bar chords, gotta do a little this, and then it's the same progression again, but start it from the A minor 7 or A minor. Like an arrow passing through, it's supposed that you think you're very smart, but you won't tell me how do you do it. Okay, so all of that is A minor, D, G. The ice cream changes we've done already. A7, D7, A7, D, C, D, C, D. And if you can't do the faster change, go from A7 and do a 5th fret to 3rd fret, which is C to D. And then you're back to this. Dusty Springfield was one of the few female voices of the British invasion. Her song Wishing and Hoping can be played with the capo at the 4th fret. Some versions are at the 5th fret, so you choose which works best for you. Either way, I'd recommend going from a G major to D, C to D. Wishing and hoping and thinking and praying, planning and dreaming each night of his charms. Won't get you into his arms. But then he has this wicked motion that we can play with a B minor 7, which is a B7 without that first finger. So we start off. So if you're looking to find a love that you can share, see, all you gotta do is hold it. And it goes back to what we were doing before. So that is B minor 7, B7, E minor, C. My final choice to finish up my top 10 British invasion songs is by the Hollies. The Hollies, this is from 1966. It starts off with this iconic intro, and this is Bus Stop. The rest of the song can be played by basic open chords, but I'll leave a link to the tab for this. This is a wicked intro line. Capo at the 5th fret. Basically, an E minor to a D, sus2 kind of vibe. Playing this without a capo, it uses basic open chords. This is how I'd recommend playing it on acoustic or electric. Beautiful harmonies in this song, great pop storytelling, super simple, but it starts off just with an A minor, and I think it's A minor to G on this one. And then stay on the A minor. For example, bus stop, wet day, she's there, I say, we share. Stop, bus goes, she stays, love grows under my umbrella. Then C, G, A minor, D minor, G minor, and then back to A minor, G. Viola, she was mine. And then we've got C major, B7, A, D, C. That's for some classic pop song moves there, kind of stolen, I think, from more ballads like the Dusty Springfield stuff, but fantastic songs. Some others that didn't quite make the list, I would like to give you a rundown of these quickly. Beatles' Hard Day's Night, if you're to learn another Beatles one that's the epitome, mainly because of the movie. This was the soundtrack to the movie. And them making the Hard Day's Night movie, especially in America, it really supercharged Beatlemania and the British invasion that followed it. The Zombies, She's Not There, I think it's a classic song. Peter and Gordon, A World Without Love. Herman's Hermits, I'm Into Something Good. Something tells me I'm into something good. Just fantastic stuff. The Yardbirds, For Your Love. Donovan, Sunshine Superman, some fantastic songs. Let me know what your favourites were in the comments below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you do, we do more of this kind of thing every Monday live on my website, handyguitar.co.uk/live, 6 p.m. UK time, going through this sort of thing every Monday, loads of different songs from different eras, doing a bit of a deep dive. And you'll also find access to my courses and loads of exclusive content that's not available on YouTube over there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favourite song was in the comments below. I'll see you next time.